Can we all get along? Can we get along? I'm not like
The Dallas School Board's considering naming a school after a local Hispanic activist, Adelpha Callejo. But not everyone is for the idea. CBS 11's Steve Pickett explains the controversy.
The Varrio Hawaiian Garden street gang is accused of targeting blacks in a series of shootings and other crimes. Eyewitness News reporter Leo Stallworth is live in Lakewood, where a news conference is underway right now. Leo.
Called to school district boardroom. But now, with a Dallas elementary school carrying her father's name, a new school is slated to carry hers. But her voice and view about race, politics, and Barack Obama a year and a half ago are at the center now of a new storm.
Can we all get along? Can we get along? I'm not like
Agents say the members of the gang are accused of a series of shootings and other crimes. Authorities say federal racketeering indictments detailing guns, drugs, and more are related to the crimes. They say members of the gang are accused of targeting blacks in a number of attacks. Authorities say the motive was hate. Agents say they started tracking the gang about 4 years ago after a member of the gang was arrested and later convicted and sentenced to death in the murder of L.A. County Sheriff Deputy Jerry Ortiz.
Can we all get along? Can we get along? I'm not like
Obama simply has the problem that he happens to be black.
That comment in a CBS 11 interview last year drew national attention. Now, Callejo's name attached to a Dallas school is the issue. Callejo told me today that she spent a lifetime defending the rights of all people, and her record speaks for itself. This is what she said last year.
And when the blacks had the numbers, they never did anything to support us. They always used our numbers to fulfill their goals and their objectives, but they never really supported us.
Gang takedown in United States history. Today we have unsealed 5 federal indictments that name a total of 147 defendants. This morning, 63 of those defendants named in the indictment were arrested.
And authorities are still holding their news conference. They're in the Q&A portion of their news conference at this point. Now, authorities say if convicted, many of the gang members indicted could end up in prison for at least 20 years. Some of them could be locked up for life. Live in Lakewood, Leo Stallworth, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, y'all get along? Can we get along? I'm not like Can we all get along? Can we get along? I'm not like Can we all get along? Can we get along? I'm not like
Although this study was released this week in Los Angeles just today, it hasn't received much play in the news media, and the authors know why. They say it deals with a very delicate issue and some misunderstandings that ethnic group activists say must no longer be ignored.
Southern California, the most diverse region in the nation, a symphony of cultures and colors. But while there have been studies as to how whites relate to non-whites, this is the first survey that explores attitudes among the ethnic groups themselves.
1,100 interviews. It was a very scientific poll.
The poll, sponsored by the New America Media, indicates there are serious tensions and negative stereotypes among blacks, Hispanics, and Asian Americans. For example, a majority of African Americans and near majority of Hispanics saying they aren't treated with respect at Asian-run businesses. And a majority of African Americans believing Latino immigrants are taking jobs, housing, and political influence from blacks. And Hispanics and Asians, to a large degree, believe African Americans are more prone to crime. Those behind the study believe much of the problem is with ethnic media.
For example, in the Korean media specifies an assailant. Korean student assaulted by Hispanic. The Chinese media will cover one incident, African-American robber, will create a negative stereotype that just gets deeper and deeper.
As a rule, each of the ethnic groups trust whites more than they do each other by wide margins. 61% of Hispanics would trust whites to do business with, only 3% trusting African Americans. A majority of Asian Americans would trust whites, only 3% trusting blacks, 7% Hispanics. Only 6% of blacks would prefer to do business with Asian Americans. And although less than half of African Americans believe that if you work hard, you can succeed, a vast majority of immigrants, particularly Hispanics, Filipinos, and Vietnamese, believe in the American dream.
They are so tremendously committed to the notion that they can rebuild their lives, they can make a better life for their children.
Most polled believe race relations will get better over time. We'll have more on this issue on News Conference Sunday morning at 9:30 here on NBC4. Paul, Colleen.
All right, Conan, look forward to that.